Okay, alrighty.
Here we go.
What is happening, people? Week 3 is upon us. College football is happening, which means that we are very, very close to the third week of the 2023 season. We're glad you're with us. We are going to be answering your start-sit questions for the week. Go ahead and do us a favor, drop a like as the stream begins, just to show some support. As we help you set your lineups, you help the channel grow by dropping a like.
Right.
And subscribe if you're not subscribed. And then the last thing is, if you want your question answered straight away, drop a super chat. Otherwise, we will go in order. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support from everyone so far this year. But yeah, let's get straight to it. No time to waste here. Lots of questions.
No hesitation.
Josh is the first one here. Josh says, I've got to choose two flex between Addison, Javonte, Jerry Jeudy, and Elijah Moore. I've been leaning Addison and Jeudy, but matchup is really good for Javonte and Elijah. So yeah. All right, so he has to choose two flexes between Addison, Jeudy, and Elijah Moore. What would you be doing here? I know you're the resident Elijah Moore truther. For
It's
me,
just very tough.
it would be how he's already got it, Jeudy and Jordan Addison. But
Yeah, I mean, if you watch my latest wide receiver video, I do think Jerry Jeudy could potentially be a good start, but I'm not excited to start him.
sure.
Coming in, he's playing the Dolphins. They currently give up, I think, the seventh least amount of fantasy points to the wide receiver position currently. I think it's going to be a tough matchup. So but the thing is, I can't start Elijah Moore over Jerry. I love Elijah Moore, and he has a better matchup, but Jerry it's hard to sit him over Elijah Moore.
Okay, so you are on the same page as well then, right?
Yeah, it is very tough though.
Okay.
Not good matchup based, but
Yeah.
I understand why you would start Jerry Jeudy over him.
We do have a super chat, so we'll get to that straight away, and then we'll continue to go in order with Waddle out. Do I start Scary Terry? I mean, Bradley, if that's your best option, yeah.
Yeah,
A little more context
agree.
would maybe help us answer the question as best as we possibly can. But I mean, if you're telling me that you have Terry McLaurin and AJ Brown on your bench, I'm going AJ Brown. But if you're telling me you've got Terry McLaurin and Rashid Shaheed, yeah, I'll go Terry McLaurin. So I guess hopefully that's helpful. Without knowing the rest of the options, we would both be okay to start Terry given the options.
Yeah, given the options,
Right.
absolutely.
Maybe he'll let us know a little context there. But appreciate the super chat, man. Much love there. We'll go back to the question up top here from Hellspawn. He says, hey guys, I'm having trouble picking my quarterback start this week. I'm in a 12 PPR league and have Watson and Goff. Goff has a favorable matchup this week. Which of the two are you starting? So we have to choose between Deshaun Watson and Jared Goff. I know Watson's been pretty tough. As of late, it's been not fun to watch, but this is the matchup for him to bounce back versus the Titans. Titans give up the most points to wide receivers. Quarterbacks are doing well against them, so this is hopefully the bounce back for Watson. I would be starting him, but obviously I would say Goff has a safer floor, but I'm shooting for upside myself.
Absolutely, it's Deshaun Watson for me here, Hellspawn. Just to reiterate everything that you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Styles, what's up, man? He says, sup, boys? Happy week 3. Yes, sir. Same to you. Start
we go.
2, half PPR. Zach Moss, James Conner, Brandon Cooks. This would be Connor, and I think Brandon Cooks is someone that I advise people to trade for this week. And I do think he's going to be a better play rest of the season. I'm excited about Brandon Cooks coming back and what he could do for this offense. But volume is what I'm looking at here. I hate the matchup for Zach Moss. Not someone I'm excited to play, but there's a lot of volume there we anticipate. So this would be Zach Moss and James Conner for me.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Volume in what way? Just like opportunities on the ground? Because I mean, maybe he does get the opportunities in the air. I know Gardner Minshew looks like he's going to be playing coming into this, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 4 targets last week. I hear you.
Yeah,
think
I
I'm
mean,
gonna-
targets are good, but I mean, 22 touches is what I'm looking at when I say volume there.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's hesitant for me to start him because I don't think he'll get that again. And Brandon Cooks is just tough with the difficult matchup. I'm gonna go Brandon Cooks and James Conner here.
Okay.
That's where I would go there, Styles.
Alrighty.
But
What's up, Bus Wanker? Haven't watched the movie, but saw the last clip. Okay, I love that. We have a super chat. We'll get to that in 1 second. My bad. 18 full PPR. Should I stack T. Higgins? Should I stick with T. Higgins? I'll go after one of these guys. My answer would be T. Higgins of the options that you presented there.
exactly.
Bradley had a clarification to his other super chat. He says his other option is Travion Burks. I think he means Traylon there. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Traylon Burks is who he's talking about. We know D-Hop's dealing with the ankle injury, but he's going to play regardless. I'm going Scary Terry there over Traylon Burks this week. So thanks so much for the super chat, man. Really appreciate you. Guys, if you want your questions answered straight away, drop a super chat. Otherwise, we'll get to that in order. Any news about Burrow? No news yet. What we do know is that they have elevated, I think, AJ McCarron, if I'm not mistaken, from the practice squad, which is not a good sign for him to play.
Yeah, the last thing that I saw is that he's going to be a game time decision, but trending towards not playing.
Yeah.
Which is not going to be helpful if you are a Joe Burrow owner or T. Higgins or Jamar Chase owner, because if it's game time decision, then you're really believing for him to start, unfortunately. But if he does it, then I'm not necessarily sure what to do. You kind of still have to start Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and all those guys, 100%. Unfortunately.
Still have to start them, but yeah, it's tough. Shane, what's up, Shane? Says start one, flex, Tyler Lockett, Breece Hall, Jordan Addison. This would be Tyler Lockett for me.
Yeah, it's very close to Jordan Addison. Great matchup, though.
What's up, Dan? He says Aaron Jones if he plays, or Kyron, or start Jones at flex instead of Higgins. I don't think Aaron Jones plays, but if
I would
Aaron
actually
Jones
do that, though.
Sorry?
I would actually do what he's asking. If Aaron Jones does play and Joe Burrow is out and we get confirmation before that Sunday night, or Monday night technically, I will be willing to do that. So start Aaron Jones and then Kyron, if you knew that Joe Burrow wasn't going to start there, Dan.
Yeah, I'm with you. Sammy, what's up? Start two, Mostert, James Cook, Pacheco, Kelly, or Jones. And is Jones playing? I'm guessing we have to start two between those first options, which would be, so let me double check what I'm looking at here with old mate Joshua Kelly.
Joshua Kelly, I think, has a favorable matchup here, and I think this is the week personally that I think you guys should start him.
Yeah.
I would be starting him if I had Joshua Kelly coming into this week. But I would be going Joshua Kelly and James Cook.
Damn.
No, Raheem is.
I don't think I can sit Raheem.
Raheem is close there with the Broncos.
This would be Raheem and James Cook for me. But I do think Kelly's a fine start. Pacheco has a great matchup, so you have a lot of good options. That's a tough one to answer, but it would be Mostert and James Cook. I mean, we just saw Brian Robinson go off against Denver's defense. Mostert, there's no Jalen Waddle this week. I think he's going to be an important part of that offense, so I kind of ride the hot hand that he's shown us. Whereas I do think Kelly could be great. There's also a chance that they just throw the ball a ton, and unless Kelly, doesn't get a goal line touchdown, it might be disappointing. I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying that there's two ranges of outcome there that scare me a little bit more. And then we have to start three between D. Smith, Puka, Olave, Flowers, Pickens, and Garrett Wilson. This would be Devonta Smith, Puka, and Olave, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Number one defense would be the Jets and the Patriots, probably, right?
Yeah, Jets and Patriots have, I think, a good matchup this week as well. I'm kind of riding with is the Seahawks without Bryce Young.
Sure.
But that can go any way. We all know that.
Number one would be the Cowboys at the Cardinals. What's up, Nick?
Yeah.
It's PPR, one wide receiver, one flex. I have Collins and James Cook. Other options are Addison, Watson, Dotson, Shaheed. Okay. So he is starting right now, Collins and James Cook. And I think that's probably how I would roll it out too. Between the options
Addison,
that he's given us there.
Addison has a really good matchup this week. It's hard to sit him in my eyes. But yeah,
Right.
I mean,
Hard to sit Nico as well.
exactly. It's hard to sit Nico. I think both these guys. I don't think there's a wrong answer here, personally. I think if you start Addison or Collins, I think they're both great starts. But I think the one person I do want to start, is definitely James Cook in my eyes. So I think you're already on the right track there.
Yeah. Hey guys, over 70 people watching the stream now. Can you help us get to 50 likes? As we help you set your lineup, you can help the channel grow by dropping a like and being a friend to the show. Easy way to support the channel. Drop the like button, subscribe, and if you want your questions answered straight away, drop a super chat. Otherwise, we'll go in order. UT, what's up, man? It says James Cook. We have to sit one of these guys.
Oh my goodness.
That's a very, very difficult task.
All these guys need to be started.
But,
there. I mean,
probably sitting. It's between Cook and Mostert for me.
yeah, for me it will be Mostert. But it's hard to sit Mostert though.
Yeah, it's back to back in my rankings. James Cook and Raheem Mostert. I just think that one has competition on the goal line, the other doesn't. So I'll go Raheem Mostert. I'll sit James Cook there.
Fair. Joseph, excuse me. 2 quarterback happy PR Zay Flowers or Javonte Williams. I think we're both going Zay there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
Yeah, we like Zay Flowers. Great matchup this week against the Colts. Are we starting late round? Rookie pick Laporta over her second round starter.
Right now we are.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Laporta over Pitts. Absolutely.
Laporta's my tight end 10 on the week. Pitts is my tight end 14. It's not looked good, has it? Hopefully this is the week though. Evans for Wilson, is it a good trade? I mean, yeah, it's relatively even. What I would say is I don't think Mike Evans is going to be a top 5 wide receiver this year. Right now he is currently. I don't think that's what we're going to see the entire year. I think it's a good run, but I'm not sitting here pounding the table as Mike Evans finishing as a top 5 guy. But Wilson doesn't have a great quarterback play. And, you know, if we knew, for example, that, I mean, how would you answer this question if you knew that Andy Dalton was traded to the Jets? I'm probably keeping Wilson.
I think
but we don't know that's going to happen.
I think it just really depends on the quarterback. I'm not saying I'm excited about Andy Dalton, but I think right now with all the context that we do have, I'm going Mike Evans so far,
yeah,
Sammy.
For
so
sure.
Hopefully that helps. He also has Lockett for Olave. I would rather have Olave there. No worries, Gator fans. How you doing, brothers? Sit 2 full PPR. Gabe Davis, Tank Dell, Elijah Moore, Dotson, Pittman. I'm sitting Gabe Davis as 1, and all these other ones are tough. I think if I had to sit one, it will probably be Tank Dell. It'll be Gabe Davis and Tank Dell. I'm still like Elijah Moore, Jahan Dotson, and Pittman.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm with you there. We're on the same page.
Hopefully that helps. Trenton, have PPR Kadarius Toney or Njoku flex. I guess to answer that question, I mostly have guys like. Okay, well, I think for me it would be Njoku. I know Tony is cleared to play. I think he got the go ahead. I would say like 10 minutes ago, right before we went on live, saying that he is going to play. But I'm still going Njoku there. Yeah, I'm still going Njoku.
That is tough. That is a really tough one. I think I'm going Tony. Yeah, he's had 5 targets in both of the first 2 games, and he hasn't even played over 30% of the snaps. I mean, that is enticing, you know. Njoku hasn't got 5 targets in a game yet. This is the game for him to bounce back for sure. But it's a tough one. I think I'll go Njoku there. Or sorry, Tony there.
No worries. What's happening, AC? He says, I'm about to trade Garrett Wilson for Nico Collins. Is that wild? I don't think so, personally.
I'm not sure I accept that myself if that hits my inbox right now.
I would say this. Just because of name value, you should be able to get more, in my mind. But it all depends on your league. Like, if I can get Garrett Wilson or get Nico Collins and somebody else, I think that's a possibility. I mean, that somebody else could be in any one of range. You know, can you get a Brandon Cooks who we haven't seen? Can you get a Kadarius Toney if you really like him? Can you get Elijah Moore? Can you get a Jerome? I doubt you can get Jerome Ford because he's really high, but you get what I'm saying. Like along those lines, I feel like there's one more person you could potentially get there. Just all depends on that league. So hopefully that helps.
Yeah, I definitely want Nico on my team, but I mean, like I said, for anyone out there who owns Garrett Wilson, there should be hope on the horizon. And as odd as it sounds, like the hope on the horizon is that Zach Wilson is going to continue to play like absolute dog shit, and the Jets are going to have to replace him with a better option for Garrett Wilson, you know?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I do believe Garrett Wilson's the more talented player. So that's a really tough question. I think it might be, in my opinion, it might be one of those that looks really great right now. But then by like week 9, if quarterback change happens in New York, we'd be like, oh damn, I wish I had Garrett Wilson still. So got up to you there, but I'd probably hold pat. Even though I like Nico Collins, I really do. Deathlord says traded Jerome Ford and Raheem Mostert for Miles Sanders and Zay Flowers. Yeah, I like it. I'm
okay with it as well.
What's up, Joe? Welcome in, my man.
How you doing,
Love to
brother?
see you in the stream.
Hold on, man.
Rashad White or Kelly this week? I'm going Kelly.
Yeah, I'm going Kelly as well.
Rashad White was the start of the week last week. He goes up against the Eagles. It's not been good for any running back against the Eagles. If you have Rashad White, your hope is that really he gets work in the air because it's probably not going to look good on the ground, if we're honest. What's up, Gator? Yeah. He says, would you put a waiver claim in for Spears and drop Elijah Mitchell? I'd be comfortable dropping Mitchell for Spears right now. Yeah.
Sorry, I was just coughing. Elijah for Tank, yeah.
No. The question is Elijah for Spears. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be okay with that as well. I'll be okay with that.
All right, we have a super chat, so we'll get to that straight away. Easy Money Sicilian. That's a pretty cool username. Maybe is that Kevin Durant in the chat? Who knows? Maybe it's Kevin Durant's family in Sicily. Anyway.
Maybe.
Dynasty PPR, 3 wide receiver, 3 flex. Do I start JSN or Shaheed? Man, that is a great question, my man. I mean, surely Rashid Shaheed cannot continue to give you 10 points while playing 50% of the snaps, right? But then again, JSN is not being used down the field. Like right now, JSN's ceiling is really capped while both Metcalf and Tyler Lockett are playing at the level that they're playing. I just looked at my rankings. I don't know if this is going to help you, dude, but JSN is my wide receiver 46 on the week. Shaheed is my wide receiver 47. So they're literally back to back. It's one of those scenarios you put the names in the hat and you choose, but I'll go JSN because I think he's a better player.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm going to go with the targets and opportunity there. And it feels like it's Rashid to me. Oddly enough, technically JSN is getting out-targeting him, but I think the points is more consistent. So if I feel like the floor is safer with Shaheed at 10 points, I'm happy.
Sure. You can make a case that like the targets are more valuable for Shaheed.
Yeah, which feels obviously like those are long bombs, 40+ yard plays that Rashid is getting, and if you can get one of those and then 2 or 3 targets for 7 to 8 yards, then you're happy. You have a good day with those 10 points. The
only downside of that is right now he's only dropped 1 pass, or like he has only not caught 1 target. What happens if he only catches half of them as a deep threat? Then your floor is gone. So I hear you. I hear both sides for sure. Need updates on Amon-Ra and Aaron Jones. We don't have them for you. I don't think anyone out there does right now. I'm not even sure that the building right now knows what's happening with Aaron Jones. Between him and Christian Watson, it's been up, it's been down. What we will say is that the Packers did elevate a running back from their practice squad. That would indicate to me that they're probably not going to rely on Aaron Jones this week. If I had to guess, I'm going to say he's out. And I think Amon-Ra plays. I just don't think he's going to be himself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. I would completely agree there. Joe, how you doing, brother? He said pick 2, Godwin, Garrett Wilson, Zach Moss. I'm going Chris Godwin here. As much as I don't love Chris Godwin.
Got to pick 2 there.
Pick 2. So I'm going Chris Godwin, and...
That's where I would go Wilson. That's where I would recognize that, okay... 2 players in really bad matchups. The volume is with Zach Moss, so he is the better floor play, but the higher upside, as we know, it only takes 1 catch for Garrett Wilson to return, right? Think about the first 2 weeks he's had. Terrible quarterback play, but 2 incredible individual plays from the most talented player on the team. So That is a very tough one. For me, it would be Godwin and Garrett Wilson, even though Zach Moss has the volume.
I'll second that. I'll back you there. So
yeah, good luck,
so
Joe.
much, though.
We do have a super chat from Daniel, so we'll get to that straight away. Daniel says, Dak or T-Law, also Hunter Henry or Ferguson. So let's start with the first one, Dak or Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence could be a trap game. It really could. I mean, if you look at quarterbacks who played Houston all last year, the only really offensive player you were happy with when you faced Houston was typically the running back. It was just running backs dominating, a bunch of touchdowns on the ground, a bunch of yards on the ground, and quarterbacks managing games. It could be a trap game. With Dak, it could be incredible because he faces the Arizona Cardinals. We just saw Daniel Jones go absolutely bonkers against them. What I will say is that I am still leaning Trevor Lawrence. It's just very, very close.
Yeah, I'm going Trevor Lawrence here, and I'm going with confidence. Obviously, I think week 1, or I mean, if you just think about last week's game with Anthony Richardson and Gardner Minshew, I think they had a combined of 30 plus points, around there, right? Maybe right. That's a bit of. I mean,
A-Rich ran in for 2 touchdowns, right? So I'm not really sure
and then
that's.
I think Gardner Minshew also threw a touchdown as well in that other half. So I think if you think of this offense and how bad a game they came back from, or how bad of a game they just had against the Chiefs,
sure,
this is like a get right game. So I'm starting Trevor Lawrence here with confidence.
I could see that happening. Like I said, I could see it going either way. I mean, I could see it being like the Jags dominate and Trevor has 6 points. You know, so
that feels like the easy start for sure.
Yeah,
because of the matchup.
But I would go Trevor as well. Hunter Henry or Jake Ferguson? This is a very good question. The good news for Hunter Henry is that the identity of this offense is different, and they are really funneling everything through their tight ends. I don't know how you don't start Hunter Henry after back-to-back weeks where he's like a top 3 tight end. He's currently the tight end 2 on the year. I don't think he's going to finish as the tight end 2, but 6 targets in week 1, 16 points. 7 targets in week 2, 17.2 points. Touchdowns in both games. Now, it's the hardest matchups that he's had so far against the Jets. So Jake Ferguson, a guy that I love on the Dynasty channel, we've been talking about him for over a year now as someone that we really like and we're excited about him. But that would be a Hunter Henry for me. But again, you know, we can't expect Hunter Henry to be the tight end 2 on the year. It's going to fall off at some point. It's just you got to ride the wave right now. I don't think anyone out there can really, like, tight end rankings are so funny because it's like, who the hell knows? Who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
if it's not Kelsey, Andrews, Hawkinson, I guess Kittle and Waller, because Waller got the targets, who knows, you know?
Yeah, it seems like he is the number 1 target there. Obviously, Kendrick Bourne is, I would say, the second, technically ahead of him, but Henry is just outscoring him in fantasy points, I think, right now. But yeah, give me Hunter Henry coming into this week.
Yeah. Deathlord says, feels good not having Deebo Samuel and not trading him. He probably won me week 2. I love that. Good for you. Hazelnut says, awesome. Hey, you non-believers. Brock Purdy got me 24 points. Hey, where's the Purdy guys at? Come on.
Purdy guys
we out here.
Talk it up.
Cap for life. Gentlemen,
doing,
flex spot PPR league, Hubbard, Board, or Shaheed. What are you thinking here? This would probably be Shaheed for me.
I think I'm going Kendrick Bourne because of the targets.
Okay.
It's not a safer floor. It's a higher ceiling play. So I guess the real question is, what do you need? A safe floor type of play or a higher ceiling? I think Kendrick Bourne has a higher ceiling.
Yeah, I think that Jet secondary is legit. I'll go Shaheed.
Yeah, it's tough. 100%.
We did get a super chat, so we'll get to that before we get to Sam's question there, guys. Thank you for the super chats. Thanks for the love. Hey, 105 people watching, 41 likes. Can you go ahead and do us a favor as we're helping you set your lineups? Do us a favor and go ahead and smash that like button. Easy way for you to support the channel and help us grow as we help you. Let's get to 50 likes here all together. B. Zinski says PPR Ingram or Addison. I have T-Law and Ridzay.
T-Law and Ridley and Zay out.
Zay is out. Okay, right.
I'm assuming that's Zay Jones and then Calvin Ridley.
Sure. So I guess the question is like Ingram or Jordan Addison. I'll go Jordan Addison.
I'm going Jordan Addison there as well.
Yeah, agreed. Thank you for the super chat. Alan, another super chat. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. We'll get to this question straight away. Pick 3, A.J. Brown, Calvin Ridley, Puka Nacua, Jordan Addison. What are we thinking?
I think this one's pretty easy. Is A.J. Brown, Calvin Ridley, and Puka. I will start all 3 of those guys over Jordan Addison currently.
Yeah.
Even though Addison does have a phenomenal matchup, I think these 3 guys are must-starts moving forward.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you, man. I am with you. Addison looks very good, doesn't he?
Yeah,
my guy. I'm loving it so far.
Thank you so much for the super chat. He actually just gave another super chat here.
All right. So we'll get to that super chat.
It says quarterback Fields or Stafford. Look, you start Fields. I know he's not amazing so far, but the rushing upside is there, and apparently he is about. If what he's saying, we're going back. We're going back to the old Justin. We're gonna start running the ball a little bit with my legs here, so I'm hoping for that to happen.
Yeah, it's not time to give up on Fields yet. I mean, especially for fantasy. It's not like, look, has Fields been as good as we wanted him to in fantasy so far? No. But has he tanked your teams? No. I mean, 17 points in week 1, almost 17 in week 2. So it's not like he's like a Joe Burrow so far.
And
this
that
year,
is with his limited. That's with him.
That's
not
with
rushing at all.
Barely any designed runs, and that's going to change. So. And then
really
Connor
exciting.
or Gus Edwards. I'll still go Connor if this is a PPR format. Edwards obviously has the benefit of no Justice Hill, but we're talking about a guy in Gus Edwards. When I could be wrong. I don't think he has a registered reception.
No, it's true.
Ever.
But if you think about it, no, if you look back to like 2019,
I'm looking at the last 3 years so far. Okay, so 2020, 3 years ago was his last reception.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That could change, but
it could. Well, they elevated Kenyon Drake and Melvin Gordon, which kind of makes sense. It's like, well, if you want PPR upside, I would honestly rather go with those guys over Gus. But Gus seems like he can find the end zone. Where
if Gus doesn't get into the end zone, you'll probably be disappointed. But Connor, I feel like, is a safer play because of what he'll do through the air. I don't expect him to be good on the ground, but so hopefully that helps. Thanks, Alan. T. Gray says, Zach, trade me Puka in the Delta Dynasty League. Send me an offer, man. Send me an offer.
T. Gray, if you send him a first right now, he'll probably take it depending on your team.
No, I won't. I've already been sent first, and I've declined them.
Is that because of they're projected late?
Yeah.
You think? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you have a first that it's not projected late, he will accept it right now. Potentially.
Yeah, I had an offer that was for a late first. I had offers for 2 seconds. I'm like, I got no reason to sell this guy right now. It's house money. It's house money right now.
There you go.
All right, we'll get to the next question here.
Yeah, I think it's Sam we left off with. 10-team Superflex start, 12 half PPR start. One of the following at flex: Rashid, Brandon Cooks, or Cortland Sutton. I think this one I would go Shaheed. But it's really tough. Like I don't want to start Brandon Cooks this week. I would agree he's a great buy low right now, but with this against the Cardinals, I don't see them targeting him as crazy. And Cortland Sutton, I mean, let's be honest, what has Cortland really done so far?
This is where I would go Cooks, I think. This is where I would pull the trigger on Brandon Cooks.
Portland's getting, a safe floor right now. Got a touchdown in week 1 and then getting 11 points in week 2. So, yeah, this one's tough. But
yeah, this is where I would pull the trigger on Cooks there. First game back, I'm pretty sure they'll want to feature him. Like, I would not be surprised if it's in the game plan to, like, hey, these are 4 plays that we're going to try to get Cooks into the end zone down the field.
Yeah, maybe. For sure.
So,
for sure.
Stroud over Watson, AC says. No, I'll go Watson still. We talked about this earlier. If you had Deshaun Watson, it's a good week to play him. Like, this is the bounce back. And the good news is, if he doesn't perform against this defense, then you can know, okay, it's probably not going to happen. Jason, thank you for the super chat, man. Really appreciate you. We'll answer that straight away. It's a 12-man PPR. Rashad White, Kirk, or Tank Dell in the flex with Waddle out. I think you got to go Christian Kirk here now that we know that Zay Jones is out.
Yeah, exactly.
And this to me gives you another week, hopefully, to get good performance out of Christian Kirk to sell him after this week. If you watch my video, I talked about selling Kirk this week. Now that we know that Zay Jones is out, we're going to hold now until next week and then look to sell him when Zay Jones is healthy again. So, yeah, I like it. definitely looks good for you. Thank you for
Yep.
the super chat, man.
you
Cole,
so much.
Brian Robinson, Pacheco, or Javante? Man, that is a great question.
I feel like it has to be, with the performance, it has to be Brian.
I think it
Right?
does. Yeah.
As much as we love Javante, it's tough though. I mean, it's a decent matchup here against technically the Dolphins. Give up a lot of points to the running back position, where the Bills actually are in the middle of a packed defense for the running back position. So I don't think they're either bad starts. I just think Brian Robinson is clearly more featured into this offense than what we expected him to be coming into the season.
Yeah.
So I'm going Brian Robinson. Wow, what a turnaround for B-Rob, the real
Crazy.
B-Rob.
I don't
Come
know
on.
if that's the real one. We'll find out soon, though.
Nah. I mean, is he ahead of Bijan right now in fantasy finishes? Let me find out. He is. Brian Robinson he's the real B-Rob.
Love it. I love it.
Wow. Nah, it's all jokes. It's only 3 weeks. Anyways, 2 weeks. John, 12 team PPR. Who to flex? Choose one. Garrett Wilson, Connor Reynolds, DeAndre Swift. Oh,
So yeah, this would be Wilson for me. I think he's the best player.
he's the best player.
Swift is probably the safest floor. Swift or Connor are the safer floors, but Wilson is the best player here by far.
I think this is a question, John, that you need high. Do you want high upside play, or do you want a good safe floor? And I think Connor is going to give you that safe floor, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I would go Connor with the safe floor play, but I understand if you go Garrett Wilson. Those would be my two options.
Mark,
But,
in a
ask the
tough
question.
spot, PPR start one wide receiver, one running back, one flex. Yeah, you start. All these guys are must starts, Mark. How are we supposed to answer this one?
Yeah, I mean,
You start Olave, you start Puka, and
I think it would
then
be-
you start ETN.
yeah, ETN based off matchup, I think.
Yeah.
I would go.
Nick
hopefully
says,
that helps
my
you.
league does punt and kick return points. If you could scroll up and see if that changes your mind on Shaheed. That wouldn't change my mind. Let's go Shaheed. Leon says, PPR need one, flex, Hall, London, Olave, and Gibbs. Hall, London, Olave, and Gibbs. This is Olave.
I think
for me.
Olave. Yeah, it'll be Olave as well.
What's
there,
up,
Leon.
Volpe? Day's been good, man. We are just getting started over here. It's 10:38 a.m. And Formula
Sunday.
One is on here in a couple hours.
And it's Max Verstappen.
Perfect time for Formula One here.
Here we go.
3 p.m.
Ada-
race. We love it.
Japón. All love, man.
Suzuka. Didn't think I'd have to ask this one again. Stick with Addison or Zay Jones bump Kirk above him? I'm still going Jordan Addison. I don't know about you, but you've been pretty high on Addison this entire week. I'd be surprised if your answer is different than mine,
No,
but I could be wrong.
I am pretty high on Addison. It's just Kirk just hasn't. They both have great matchups. Both of these guys are must starts, actually.
I think
coming
that
in.
Addison is going to be far more important to a win for his offense
than the
against
Jags.
that team than the Jags.
I would agree.
With,
I would agree,
Kirk.
and that's exactly why I would go Jordan Addison. But I mean, Kirk.
Yeah.
I think if the Texans can stop the run game and make them one-dimensional somehow, then you can see Kirk having some sort of game that maybe not the 11 or 14 targets. I think it'll be more like 8-7 target type game, where I think Addison will find the end zone as he has so far in the past 2 games, if I'm not mistaken. So that's what I would say there. But
Yeah.
I will be going Jordan Addison based off of this matchup and the context of the game that we're expecting. Need to in flex, Kirk, Jalen Warren, and Ford. I'm going Kirk and
Ford. Got to chase the
Ford.
volume, right?
Yeah,
It's a terrible
yeah, space.
matchup. You just have to hope that he gets on the goal line and gets worked in the air. That's really what you have to hope there for Jerome Ford. Buzinski, man, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Give me 2. Pickens, Flowers, Addison. Pickens, Flowers, Addison.
Flowers,
Now,
Addison.
I've been hearing a lot about weather in the Baltimore game. I don't know if you've been hearing about that.
Let's look it up. I haven't really looked at the
I've
weather
heard
so
that
far
the
in
weather
week
is
3.
going to be pretty bad. Now, we're not weathermen. Man, you know what? Can anyone in the chat tell me if you have like a reliable weather guy? Everyone has like an injury guy. I mean, we just look at different people that we like on the internet, right?
Reliable.
We need a weather guy.
Twitter.
We need a weatherman that we can call in on the stream, be like, Hey, weatherman, what's the weather looking like?
I mean,
You know, I mean, we need a weatherman over here on Fantasyland.
I mean, that would be amazing. Yeah. I mean, that would be amazing. At the moment, it's saying 60% chance of rain at Baltimore right now. Heavy rains over the weekend will make for poor field conditions. Rain may continue throughout kickoff. Drop passes, fumbles, and broken plays are possible.
Yeah, the potential influence of a tropical storm. So look, that's something that you definitely need to monitor as the game gets closer. Because if it's bad, then that's going to be a real problem.
Essentially, what I like to do is 30 minutes before the games, I like to watch the pre-games, because normally they go through like a snippet of every single game and they show you the weather conditions. And if it's raining in that pre-game moment and it's bad and they talk about that weather, it's most likely I'm going to be sitting that player if I had other options, like in your position B by Zinski, George Pickens. So keep an eye on that. Hopefully you have time. If not, if you want to just build a safer play and start George Pickens, then do that over Zay Flowers. So that's what I would say.
I just got an offer for Puka from Tigre, so I was just replying to him.
No worries.
Just if anyone in our leagues wants Puka, just know I've turned down first round picks. You got to come strong. You got to come stronger than that. Okay. Second round picks aren't doing anything. All right.
Yeah, I would agree. Jacob, thank you so much for the super chat, man. He says need one to fill running back and one flex. Hall, Najee, Warren, London, half PPR. I'm going Najee and London here. I think both of these guys have great matchups coming into the week. I'm not sure what Zach.
This is probably the most disgusting question we've gotten so far. I'm just gonna be honest with you, Jacob. As far as like, who the hell knows? Honestly, God, that is such a difficult question to answer.
So the reason I'll tell you right now, the Lions currently give the third most points to the running back or to the wide receiver position, and obviously Najee is playing the Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders is a great matchup. It's one of the best matchups you can have. As well.
That's what I would be doing.
Jeez, dude, that is tough, Jacob. Look,
I can't start Breece Hall. That's what I was saying. Sorry.
I'm looking at my rankings and I'm going Najee and Drake London, but it could easily be Hall and Warren. Honestly, like it truly could. But based off my rankings, based off of what the time I've put in this week to look over matchups, yeah, it would be Najee and London, but that is tough. I wish you the best, I really do.
Yeah.
Thank you for the super chat. Senor Rojo.
Wow.
Just saw Blue Beetle last night, by the way.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it's different. It's different.
I know
I have troubles like really falling in love with like DC movies in general. I don't really connect
it was like
with the
predominantly Hispanic, right? Like
yeah.
He was a Hispanic superhero.
Yeah, it's Hispanic. They're a Mexican family, so it was pretty cool though.
Nice.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. It was an enjoyable watch.
Okay.
Anyway, no one really cares. Two flex. Like, shut up and answer my questions.
Can you answer my question here?
Yeah.
Two flex PPR D Hop, Jason Warren, Tank Dell. I think one for sure would be D Hop.
This is D Hop and Dell for me.
Yeah, Tank Dell is very interesting. I think it's close for me with Warren, especially with the opportunity. But I like Tank Dell if the targets are there for him. So I will go Tank with you.
Yeah.
But I like Warren coming into this week as well.
All right, those are all the super chats we have so far. So keep in mind, guys, if you want your questions answered straight away, drop a super chat. We'll get right to it. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. We're going to start answering the questions in order that are not super chats. If any pop up, we'll get to them. So the next question is from Space Ghost. But shout out to the 120 people watching the stream, guys. Can we get to 100 likes? With your help, I really do think we can get there. So go ahead and smash that like button. We are currently 42 likes away. If everyone were to drop a like right now, we could get there. As we help you set your lineup, you help the channel grow and drop a like on the stream.
Absolutely.
Space Ghost says 10 team full PPR. Start Lockett or Flowers. I'm going Lockett. Flex, yep. Loser of wide receiver matchup. Okay, so this would be Lockett and James Cook for me.
Exactly. That would be
on the same page
for me there.
All right, we have a super chat from Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins. It's actually Leroy Jenkins. His name is Leroy.
Yeah, that's
or just
the
Leroy.
real Leroy in the
Hi,
chat.
shout out to Leroy.
Man, so many
Appreciate you, brother.
famous people watch our stream.
I mean, you got Patrick Mahomes and
Yeah.
Leroy.
DJ Moore or Zay Flowers in the flex. This would be DJ Moore, I believe.
Exactly.
Let me double check my rankings. Yes, this would
I'm
be
going
DJ
DJ.
Moore. They're very close. Moore is my wide receiver 25 on the week at Kansas City, and Zay is my wide receiver 28. I think if Zay Jones didn't catch that one deep ball last week, a lot of people would be more hesitant. I'm not
Zay
hesitant.
Flowers?
Yeah, I'm not hesitant. I don't think he's going to be bad, but I think that they made a clear indication to us that, hey, Zay's not getting 10 targets every week, actually. It's probably going to be 5 to 8 in that category, and he's still going to be great. He's the most electric player on the field, but we're going to get other guys involved. And then just as far as DJ Moore goes, that's a matchup where they're going to need to throw the ball. So, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm going DJ Moore as well. Still believe in him. See what's going to happen. But
Ham.
weather is also a factor. But yes, go for it.
Sanders, Algier Ford. This would be Miles Sanders for me.
Miles Sanders, yeah, man.
Great matchup
I
for him
would
this
agree.
week. Let's hope he turns it around. And oddly enough, like, could Andy Dalton be better at this point for?
That's what I was
Miles
thinking,
Sanders?
but I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he could. I don't think he has the chemistry with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I questioned
I feel like
that
Andy
last
Dalton's
night
in
when I
his
found out.
he's like in his YOLO phase of his career, where maybe he does less dump offs than Bryce would. Bryce might play
Yeah,
it
and he's just
safe,
gonna take more chances.
and
Yeah,
Andy might be like, let's just freaking rip it down the field.
He's very,
Um,
Red Rifle. That's what they used to call
yeah.
him back in the day.
James, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate
Thank you so much, man.
Russ, Danger, or Love this week. I love Love, but tough matchup. Let me double check my rankings on that one for you. Back to back in my rankings.
I'm going Love.
Yeah, I think I'm going Wilson here because I'm just picturing how these two games will unfold. If the Broncos want any chance of keeping up with the Miami Dolphins, they're going to have to put points up. So I'm going to go with Russ, very close. Jordan Love, that's a really tough matchup. Maybe his toughest matchup so far as a starter.
Yeah.
Obviously, if Christian Watson's back, that will maybe make me lean towards Jordan Love, but we just don't know that right now.
Yeah, I hear you, but I'll go Love. I feel confident in him. Right now, if I get it, feels like a safer floor, but we'll see. Sheldon, thank you so much for the super chat. Sheldon Bright. So what's up, y'all? Should I go with Shaheed or DJ Moore in the flex option? Let's answer that quickly. I think we'll both say DJ Moore with no question.
Yeah, agreed.
Start your star there.
There's just a lot more variance with Shaheed. Of course, he could be the higher scorer, but right now, with the information that we have at our disposal, DJ Moore is a safer play right now and has a matchup where he's going to need to be used.
All right, and he said, in the flex full PPR, should I go Love or Fields
I guess
as starting
Superflex.
quarterback? Superflex, yeah, I'm assuming.
This will be
Thank y'all
Fields
for
for me
everything.
still.
No worries. Yeah, it will be Fields. This one will be Fields for me.
Yeah,
So
and then you get
hopefully that
the DJ Moore and
the Fields
Justin
stack.
Fields stack in case it
100%.
goes terribly wrong, you lose your week, or if it goes well, you win your week.
Exactly.
But
So
thank you
hopefully
for
that
the
helps.
super chat, Sheldon. Appreciate you. Should I worry about starting Puka? No. I think we answered that. Like, to me, look at what the Giants just got decimated by the Niners with last, Thursday night, right? The Thursday night that just happened, obviously completely different teams, but Daniel Jones has no time in the pocket. No wide receivers are open. Meanwhile, we saw the Rams play that team the week before, and Puka set records, So if you were starting Puka versus the Niners, you're starting him versus the Bengals. I know it's a tough matchup, but I don't know anyone on this planet who could advise you to sit someone who just got 20 targets.
Agreed.
Who knows what happens, but how can you sit the guy?
Yeah, I would agree. You start him with confidence, and you hope he gets 20 again.
Yeah. The only way isn't a good start is if there's injury, in my opinion.
Yeah. Sammy said, should I drop Pacheco or Pickens for Atwell? I wouldn't do that. I think I would keep Pacheco and Pickens.
Yeah, especially with how rare it is to have a running back on your team.
Yeah, agreed. Akshay says, assuming Hopkins plays, which I think he is going to play. I think we got that report already. Play one in the flex: Hopkins, Sanders, Garrett Wilson, Judy. I feel Sanders is mad risky this week.
You know, I would actually go Sanders myself, but I don't know about you.
Sanders is tough. And Sanders has the best matchup going against the Seahawks here, so I would go Sanders, but it's tough, especially now with Bryce Young out. But I know with that narrative we were talking about earlier, this could potentially help him.
Yeah.
With Andy Dalton, so yeah, I'll go Sanders as well.
A-Chain is worth a stash for sure.
Yeah, I said actually worth stashing. He is worth a stash. Yes.
Yeah.
Terry says best two ads: Tajay, Burks, A-Chain, Ertz, Dobbs, Rashid, Parker, Bigsby.
Jeez, I think you got some good options there, but Ertz would be number one for me of that list.
I think I would say Ertz, and it is close between Burks and Dobbs.
Oh, really? Okay.
Tajay. I would rather pick the wide receiver over Tajay at the moment.
I just think you can find wide receivers like in this league. If those guys are on the waiver wire, you're much more likely to find a wide receiver in need than a running back.
That makes sense. So you can, I guess it depends on what you need, Terry. Do you need more running back depth that you feel comfortable with, or that you can feel a little bit more comfortable with? Then it will make sense that you can go Tajay. Because I would agree, I would take Tajay over everyone here, especially with the workload he's getting. So Ertz and Tajay. But if you want a wide receiver, for me it will be Ertz, and I'm going Burks, surprisingly, even though I think I'd be to see what Christian Watson does when he comes back. Hopefully that helps, man.
Wilson, what's up, man? Pitts or Muth? I'm going Pat Freiermuth.
Yep. Agreed.
Man, that sucks. Pick two: Puka, Pittman, Flowers, or Christian Kirk. Okay, so Puka, you start, and man, that is a good question. I think it's Pittman for me, and Puka.
For me, it would be Flowers. But if that weather does play a big part, I'm going Christian. That's what I would say.
Okay.
Hopefully that helps.
150 people watching. We're currently 29 likes away from 100 likes. Can you help us get there, guys? As we help you set your lineups, you help the channel grow. Go ahead and smash that like button. Help us get to 100. With your help, we can get there. Play Mixon even without Burrow. Yeah, I doubt people have a better option on their bench than Mixon at this point. Standard need one.
We got
DK or White. I'll go DK there, and then we will go to the super chat here.
I'll go DK there as well. Jason, man, thank you so much for the super chat. 12-man PPR upgrades. Okay, so he has his team in his upgrades. 12-team PPR: Lamar, James Cook, Mostert, White, Gainwell, Diggs, Waddle, Puka, Kirk, Tank, Jameson, Williams, Tyler.
The only thing I could really point to is like trying to upgrade your running backs, because while I like James Cook, Mostert, and White, I think they're all like kind of matchup based plays, and Mostert in particular, I think there's concern around an injury at some point just with his history. And Rachaad White, I think, again, will be a matchup play. We told you to start him last week because it was a good matchup, but this week versus the Eagles, not a great one. So really, ideally, I'd be looking to upgrade the running backs there. And you have Diggs, Waddle, Puka, Kirk, Tank, Dell. I think you could afford to like do a Puka trade right now on a high. Like, I feel like you could go ahead and send Puka away, get like Jahan Dotson and freaking, I'm thinking of a running back that you could add there. Get like Jahan Dotson and Jahmyr Gibbs, Jahan Dotson and Ramondre or something like that. Jahan Dotson and Joe Mixon.
I think like if you're feeling comfortable, Jason, and you're willing to take the risk, I'm thinking of getting Aaron Jones if he still doesn't play this week. Does that Aaron Jones owner need
like
somebody?
After the week?
Yeah, like exactly. Saquon is a big risk, but I was happy to go get Saquon. Who else was out there? Aaron Jones, Saquon. I don't know, Josh Jacobs, who we hope and expect has better days in the future. That has been disappointing. Joe Mixon. I know a lot of people are questioning Joe Mixon because Joe Burrow is not going to be there, right? So there's a lot of running backs that you can upgrade that people would rather have right now. Well, it looks like people would rather have your running backs in Mostert and White because of what they just did last year.
Last week, yeah.
Last week, exactly. Excuse me. So that's kind of the thought process that I would do. Take advantage of those injured players and have them bring him back. I see that you do something JT for Mostert. I wouldn't do JT. Personally, I think it's too risky because you don't know if he's gonna play.
Yeah.
If he comes back and he comes off of IAR and they're still, well, we'll just keep him inactive. You hate yourself.
Yeah.
And I don't think we would recommend doing that anyway. So keep that in mind. But hopefully that helps. I would agree there in the running back position. Your wide receivers are great. I think Diggs, Waddle is out, but you start Puka in for him, and you have Kirk and Tank Dell, who also has good backups. Jameson Williams should come back and be something after week 6. After
Yeah.
we saw
Thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Skylar is the next question. Start Addison or Sanders? This is where I'd probably go Addison in the PPR league. Rashawn Johnson goes off against the Chiefs. Let's see. Love to see it. Gerald says, thoughts on Christian Kirk or Flowers? Bad weather in Baltimore. I'm going Flowers right now, unless we do get reports that the weather will very strongly impact the game.
Agreed.
Hazelnut, what's up? Brown sign running back Al Bundy from Polk High School to the practice squad. Love it. News at 11. Greg,
I love that.
What's up, Greg? Same question as last week for me. Need one PPR, D-Hop or Hollywood. Last week I went D-Hop and he played 50% of the snaps because he was a little banged up. This is really not a good matchup for Marquise this week. This may be, like, if you were to ask me, hey, what's the worst defense you could possibly face right now for your wide receiver? It might be the Dallas Cowboys. And I understand they just lost Trevon Diggs, but it's much more about, like, having time to allow a play develop, not being pressured with your quarterback to allow a play to develop and see Hollywood down the field. So this would be D-Hop for me. That's going to be a tough question all year long, but I just think you have to look at the matchups, and I could be wrong. Like, all it takes is one play for Hollywood, but not every team's able to do that. So
agreed. I completely agree. I'm going D-Hop here. DK Metcalf or James Conner. Johnson, I think we'll both go Metcalf as the must start. Will Roscoe and Jalen Warren take over? I think Roscoe will. Jalen Warren, I think it'll be more 50 play.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be a full Warren takeover. They'll both be pretty involved. I think, like, oftentimes in fantasy we just get stuck looking at a box score instead of, like, understanding why is Najee being used and why is Warren being used in the way that they are. They serve two different purposes. They get two different defensive assignments, stacked boxes. There's a reason both of them are playing. It's not going to be a takeover.
Yeah, I agree. Pitts or Ferguson. I think we'll both say Ferguson there. And at flex, Swift or Kirk. I'm going Kirk. I think you would go Kirk as well.
Yeah, I would. Pitts that's really close. They're back to back in my rankings there. But yeah, I would go Jake there as well. Start Kyle Pitts at Detroit or Tyler Higbee at Cincinnati. This is where I would go Kyle Pitts. This is where I'll go Kyle Pitts. Higbee's been, like, completely.
He's been disappointing, especially since Puka's kind of taken. Like, everyone around him has stepped up. Yeah. Over. I mean,
been the biggest disappointment, I think, so far. So if you're saying, like, they're both disappointments, I'll play the one who's a freak athlete.
I would. I'm going Tyler Higbee. I just think that offense is better, and they would utilize him more over what Kyle Pitts is being. They're 2-0. They found success, and not saying that. Yeah, I think Tyler Higbee has the higher ceiling, and I think both of their floors match up. So I think that's what I would go.
Okay, so guys, with these kind of questions, all love Big Money Joe, but come on, guys. Like, there's so many questions. You want us to set your entire lineup? I'm looking at your question. Do we need to tell you to start Tony Pollard? Do we need to tell you to start Amon-Ra and Jamar Chase? Just help us out a little bit here, guys. That just takes a lot of time, and I'll answer it. But if these questions come up again, I don't think we'll answer these questions, just so we're all on the same page. We love you guys, but we don't need to tell you to start Tony Pollard. But start Tony Pollard. Start Ramondre Stevenson. You start Jamar Chase. You start Amon-Ra, and you flex Keenan Allen. Am I missing anything there?
No.
You start Hunter Henry. We love you. We love you. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the support. But, come on. Let's get on the same page there with that one. Pat Freiermuth or Luke Musgrave. I'll go Pat.
Yeah, I'll go Pat as well.
I would love to see that. Uncle Ted, let's see. Bayern says Garrett Wilson or Watson. half PPR. What are you doing there?
Oh man, this one. I think
guessing
they're
that's
both in the
Christian
same
Watson,
category. They're both in the same category here. I'm guessing that's Christian Watson.
I'll play Garrett Wilson there.
Yeah, we play Garrett Wilson. Let's see Watson in this offense first.
And then I'll go Brian
see
Robinson over Connor as well.
Yeah, agreed.
Jake Ferguson will be a tight end 1. Love it. Hazelnut says, lost Barkley, Monty, and Ayuk on the temporary. Need a flex in my super flex league for week 3. This would be Kendre Miller for me.
Yeah, it will be Kendre. It'll be Kendre as well.
John says, start Dak at Arizona. We answered this one. We said
Deshaun. Deshaun, yeah.
Cole, what's up, Cole? He says, really on the fence, Moss or Ford last PPR spot. I would have Moss ranked ahead. I would have Ford ranked ahead. I think they're both in terrible matchups.
Yeah,
I think Jerome Ford is a better player, and I think he's on the better offense. So,
yeah, I would agree there. Start 1, Mixon, Stevenson, Madison, Godwin, Nico. I think it has to be based off matchup. Well, Stevenson. I'm going Mixon, even though Joe Burrow is not there. But Stevenson is a really good matchup. Or
yeah, jeez,
feels safer.
Pick a name out of a hat.
Yeah, he feels safer. That's what I would say.
Barkley injured in my flex. Full PPR, Sutton, Craig Reynolds, Warren, Parker, Ferguson. This would probably be Warren for me.
Yeah, Warren.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go Warren.
Should I trade Kyren for ETN? Would you pull the trigger right now if this was in your inbox? I think I would. I would take the ETN side.
Yeah, I'll take the ETN side as well.
But Kyren does look great, man. See, if someone's sending you that offer, I think they're desperate. Like, could you counter and get a 2 for 2? Maybe upgrade somewhere else at the wide receiver spot?
I think somebody. The reason why I would be selling Kyren or Puka is maybe because the reason why I think somebody will be selling Kyren or Puka is because they don't think that's going to last throughout the season. Where we project that, we have already projected that for ETN.
Right.
If Kyren gets hurt, who comes back? When Cooper Kupp comes back, like there's so many question marks when you think of Kyren.
Yeah.
Anyways, if Matthew Stafford goes down, is Kyren still the guy? Is Cooper Kupp come back? Anyways, so many scenarios.
How do y'all feel about this trade in a PPR start 7? Start 7, that's really small. Kyren Williams and Hunt for Bijan.
Yeah, I'll take Bijan.
I can't fathom why someone took the Kyren Williams side of that. Yeah. Especially in a start 7. That's like so small. So yeah, definitely Bijan. What's up, Voltron? Are you guys adding Trey Sermon? No. Skylar says also PPR Brian Robinson or Connor. We'll go B-Rob there.
I'm going Jared Goff.
Jared Goff, yeah, I'm with you.
Gerard, Herbert or Herbert. I'd rather go Herbert.
Same.
Kadarius Toney, Tank Dell, or Adam Thielen this week.
Tank Dell, right?
Tank.
Yeah, this is Tank Dell. Hey guys, we're currently 17 likes away from 100. Can you help us get there? If you haven't dropped a like just yet, go ahead and do so. As we're helping you set your lineups, you can help the channel grow. Such a simple way. And if you want your question answered straight away, drop a super chat. Currently 16 likes away from 100. Help us get there. Appreciate you guys. What's up, NC Kane? Time to stash Jeff Wilson Jr. Drop Mims or Reed for him.
Has it been 4 weeks already?
Well, week 3 right now. The issue, Kane, I wouldn't drop those guys yet, because I think those guys have a chance to either improve their value this week or just kind of be like droppable players. If Mims comes out and only plays under 20% of the snaps again and he does nothing, then yeah, you can probably drop him for Jeff. But if either of those guys come out and put up a touchdown or their snaps improve, then they become more intriguing waiver pickups. Whereas Jeff Wilson's still going to be available on your IR, I imagine. And, the coach talk wasn't great there. They said at some point we think we'll have him back. That was concerning. They didn't say like, yeah, he'll be ready after the 4 weeks on IR. They just said at some point we think he'll be back. It's like, what do you mean? Like, so is this what? How do we take any actionable advice from that coach? So
yeah. Justine says, "Happy PR. I have Devontae Adams. Would it be crazy to start Jacoby Myers also or Adams Pickens?"
It's not crazy, but I would go Adams Pickens.
Yeah, I'll go Adams Pickens there. Puka or Addison? You go Puka.
Yeah.
Also Reed Algier or Roscoe. So I think in this scenario, I am starting in the flex option.
Algier.
Algier. Yeah, I'm going Algier there as well.
Zah, what's up, my man? Blessings in the chat.
Man?
It says, hope you're having a blessed weekend. Same to you. Flex one. We got a flex one. Hall, Wilson, Mike Thomas. I think Mike Thomas is the safest play here.
I agree.
But I think the highest upside is Garrett Wilson. So depending on how you want to play that is how I would roll it out. If you know you had someone on Thursday night who disappointed you, or if your opponent had maybe Deebo Samuel on Thursday night and you need upside, you go Wilson. But the safe play is Mike Thomas. So hopefully that helps.
Look, I don't know if you know this. Sorry, I'm just going through the weather reports because I'm going to all the games. Patriots, Jets, 78% chance of rain. Bills, Commanders, 60% chance of rain. Broncos, Dolphins, 58%. Obviously, things can change. But it looks like there's a bunch of games here that's going to have in the tri-state area-ish. I guess, you know, you think of New England, you think of New York, you think of D.C. Looks like they're all going to be raining there. So...
not ideal.
Not ideal.
I would say, but yeah, let's build new stadiums without domes, though, right? Good idea.
Yeah, good idea. We live in
what
Buffalo.
The hell,
we still got an open stadium. I would say this yeah, this is tough. But yeah, Michael Thomas, I think. But Michael Thomas safe floor, Garrett Wilson high upside. I agree.
And the second part was in who would you rather have, Christian Watson or Garrett Wilson? I'd rather have Wilson still rest of season, but I definitely want Watson on my team. I talked about him as a buy low this week, but yeah.
It's hard to answer that question without seeing Christian Watson with Jordan Love.
Yeah, but I do think he's going to be great. Like, there's a lot of indications that Watson's going to be great with him. Jason, thank you for the super chat, man. We'll get to your question straight away. He says, traded London Nico for Andrews Gainwell.
Traded London Nico for Andrews and Gainwell.
Really, I think it would come down to how many starters there are, the other wide receivers that are on your team, because you're losing two startable guys and you're really only gaining one starter. I mean, Gainwell could play a role, but I feel like we've said this. It's like, who do you start in Philly as a running back? I'm not sure we'll know most of the season. Might be up, might be down. So I guess it depends on what tight end you already had. It depends on what wide receivers you now have to start instead of Nico in London. But if you've got a deep team and it's small lineups, then I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I would agree. I think I'm just assuming it's this team from earlier. And
he says he has Diggs, Waddle, and Nico, but now you don't have Nico, right? So who do you have? Is it Diggs and Waddle? Like, who else, you know?
I think it's just the same team. Like, he has Puka, Kirk. If I could be wrong, but I think
he has Puka. Okay, like like I said, if it's a smaller league and you know you need that upgrade at the tight end position to really compete, I'm fine with it. So yeah, but yeah, overall I like it just as long as you know you have good depth.
Yeah, I would agree there. Senor Rojo, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you. Your thoughts on my team, 12 team PPR. 0-2, Burrow, Love, Gibbs, Swift, Lamb, St. Brown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Burrow would be really tough for you. I mean, you probably started Burrow both weeks over Jordan Love, you know? And that's probably what led to you being 0-2, honestly, if we're looking at this.
It feels like you have to start Love coming into this week. If this is a one quarterback league, it doesn't know. Let us know if it's one quarterback or super flex.
It's a fine team. I mean, the good thing is that you have a lot of guys who could be starters if something were to happen to their guys. You have a lot of handcuffs that could be really valuable. Charbonnet's a league winner if Walker goes down. Warren could grow into a role. So that's good to see. Love, Gibbs, Swifty. Yeah, it's a good team. Let's hope that Kincaid gets a little bit more involved. I think there was some hope for the Kincaid Truthers because Knox was dealing with an injury, but he's off the injury report and he's going to play. But yeah, overall, good team. I love Tank Dell on there. I like Jameson there as well. I would keep Jameson on the squad, and let's see what he looks like in that offense. So thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. All right, back to the top. Should I drop Kareem Hunt to pick up AJ Dillon? I would rather have Kareem Hunt over AJ personally.
I'd rather have AJ.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'd rather have AJ. I mean, you're in a situation where I just think Kareem is toast. Like, I feel like they picked him up because it was familiar with the organization, and they have really no depth. I think Dillon, like, I'm thinking as games get colder and colder and colder, you want Kareem Hunt or AJ Dillon? I imagine there's going to be games where AJ Dillon's getting 15 carries in, negative degree weather. So, yeah. Tough.
I hear you. He said, would you pick up Dolphins, Packers, Steelers? I think for me, it would be Steelers.
Okay, I'll ride with you. Wahab, what's up, man? Which three do I start? Need upside. Aaron Jones. I don't think Jones plays, unfortunately. Ford, Kelly, Breece Hall. Okay, for me, if Aaron Jones plays, you start him, but I just don't think he does. So I would go in order Kelly.
I'm going.
If you need
Kelly.
upside, Breece Hall, and then and then Ford, right?
Yeah, it would be Kelly. For me, it would be Kelly, Ford, and Jahan.
I think if
but I understand why
upside
Breece
is the need. I think Breece is the guy though. But
I hear you. Yeah, and I would completely agree there. So I hear you.
That's a tough one. We do have a super chat, so let's answer that straight away. It's from
so much,
Parker. Let's see.
Yeah, it says Herbert. What's the question here?
Basically,
what should I
he's
trade
asking for like a trade advice.
Half PPR, 2 wide receivers, 2 running back, 1's flex. So you have Herbert. I'm assuming that's Justin Herbert, Olave, Ridley, Evans, Cooper, and Njoku, Pierce, McCaffrey, Kyron, and Gus. Who should I start? I mean, this is a phenomenal team, brother. You start Justin Herbert at the running back position. You probably already started Christian McCaffrey, and I'm starting Kyron Williams. Wide receivers, I'm assuming it's 2 wide receivers. Yeah, you said 2 wide receivers. Olave and Ridley.
Yeah.
You have to go with those 2 in that flex position. I think I am going Cooper here.
Amari over Mike. I think I'll go Mike.
Yeah, but both of those guys have great starts. Well, we'll wait and see what it looks like really with Baker against the Eagles. But still, I think you're right. Like, both of these guys have great starts. Both on Monday night as well.
As far as who should you trade for, though, your team is pretty stacked, man. I mean, I don't know who your tight end is, but if I'm looking at this team, it's hard to say what your depth is. But I'd probably be looking to try and get an elite tight end on my team. If Njoku is your number 1 guy, can I get a Kelsey? Can I get an Andrews, Hawkinson? Can I get a Waller? I mean, I'd be willing to trade for Waller because I think there are better matchups ahead. And you're not going to face the 49ers in your offensive every week, and your offensive line is going to get healthier. So, I mean, that's how I would approach it. I'd be looking to upgrade tight end because the rest of your team is really solid.
I completely agree.
Thank you for the super chat, man. Really appreciate the love and the support. Matthew says, pick one for my flex. Kenyon Drake? No. No way we're doing this, Matthew. This is obviously a joke, right?
It's obviously a joke.
Justin Jefferson.
What's happening? Tommy Shavehead looks mean.
Gang.
I mean, is looking, and the beard's coming in here. What's this? Who do you look like right now? Comment down below who Zach looks like, and we'll look it up at the end here. No, what football player specifically he looks like? I don't want a random person. I want a specific NFL player. I'm going more.
That's kind of like a very specific route you've gone there.
Well, it can go in. I don't know. I mean, maybe.
I don't know. I can't think of a football player I look like, but maybe. People, when I had my hair long, people say I look like Sean McVay. Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, interesting.
Someone said Vin Diesel.
Love that.
All right, what's the next question in order?
Oh, it said, would you trade Herbert and Ford for Hurts? Justin Herbert and Ford for Hurts? I guess it depends on your running backs, and if you are okay at the running back position, I would be okay getting Hurts personally. But we'll wait and see.
Yeah, like if I don't have like a solid 3 running backs on my team that I feel good about, then no. Herbert's been great, man. So it just depends.
Yeah, just
Niner
depends.
Nation, love it, Tommy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the next question from And here. Also, I have Kincaid. Should I drop for Laporta? Ertz is an option, as well as Komet. I would not stick with Komet. I would probably pick up Laporta and
I would actually pick up
Ertz.
Laporta and Ertz over and drop, like, in a redraft perspective, as much
Yeah.
as you love Kincaid, first round pick, I'm dropping Kincaid and picking up Laporta and Ertz and Cole Kmet
Yeah.
based off what we've been seeing so far. So I'll do that.
By the way, guys, just want to get on the same page with everyone. We appreciate you. We're glad everyone's here with us. Currently 7 likes away from 100. So do us a favor, go ahead and help us get to 100. Drop a like. So close. Super chats do get answered straight away. In general, guys, we don't really do team grades and team breakdowns. Okay. We're trying to get through as many quick questions that we can to help people win their week this week. We do team breakdowns over on the Flock Fantasy website. When you use our promo code LAND, you can check out the pinned comment there, or the description rather, excuse me, if you want that. So just so we're on the same page. Eric says, pick 2 full PPR, Amon-Ra, Ridley, Nico. This would be Amon-Ra and Ridley, right?
Agreed.
Uncle Ted just dropping predictions in the chat.
I love it. I mean, keep doing it. Talk it up.
I love it.
Come back to it.
Screenshot.
Be growing stuff. He be growing stuff. What you be growing, my guy? Leave it in the comments.
You said it.
PPR 10 team LG. What's LG? Last game? Anyways, need 1 running back, 1 flex, Pacheco. Okay, 1 running back. Pacheco or Moss.
Pacheco for me.
Pacheco, right?
Like
and then
the
wide
matchup
receiver, Zay, Nico, Elijah Moore. I'm going Zay here if the weather holds up, but if not, Nico Collins.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there.
Love Elijah Moore.
And then Goddard or Laporta. I'll go Goddard, right?
Goddard. Dallas Goddard. By the way, Chris Boswell, people are saying, and Greg Zuerlein.
Okay.
With the shaved head look so far.
Okay, let's where's that? So they said Chris Boswell?
Yeah, Chris Boswell, which is a kicker for the Steelers.
Okay, let me look this up.
And then big old Greggy.
Boswell.
Big Greg the leg here, people are saying.
Let's have a geese, shall we? Okay, I can kind of see it. His beard's a little more scruffy. But yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, love it.
And what was the other one? Greg Zuerlein?
Greg the leg. Greg the leg. He doesn't have the facial hair, but
right. I mean, he's just domed up. There's a reflection off that thing. Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways.
What's the next question?
Trade Garrett Wilson away from Monty and DJ Moore. I would do that every single day, personally.
Yeah. Reed, Mims, Algier, Khalil in the flex. I think we answered this one, right? And we said Algier.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Start Hall or Swift this week. Someone is dropping so many love hearts and emojis in the chat. You see that?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Appreciate you guys. Start Hall or Swift. This one's tough.
This would be Swift for me.
Yeah, I'll go Swifty with you. I'll go Swifty.
Pick 2: Christian Watson, Marquise Brown, DJ Moore, London. This would be DJ Moore and London, right?
Yeah.
Good luck with that. That's a tough one. Adam Thielen or Khalil? Go Khalil.
Yep. Philly, Miami, Jags. I'm going Philly.
Yeah,
I'm with Philly. You. We answer that and see.
No.
Midnight.
Yeah, we did answer this. Yeah, it's Algier.
Yeah. Midnight. Which quarterback would you stream, Stafford or Stroud? Look, Stafford's been great. Both of these guys been great, but
Stafford or Stroud? That's a great question. I would probably go. Stafford looks like Stafford. He's zoned in right now. But it is a primetime game. He's almost got the Kirk Cousins effect where, remember last year it was just turnover after turnover on a primetime game. I'll go Stafford. I don't want to overthink it. Best of luck.
I'll go Stafford.
We do have a super chat from the Dazed Full. So thank you for the super chat. We'll get to that straight away. 12-team full PPR double flex start 2. Hopkins, Flowers, Gus, Pierce. Okay, so we have to start 2, which would be Hopkins and Flowers for us, right?
Yep. Well, what is...
Yeah, because he's got Chase and Olave starting, and then he's got James Cook and Joshua
Okay,
Kelly.
that's what I was confused about. So is that what, if these are the players that he's already starting? Because I wanted to clarify that. I was very confused on like why isn't Chase and Olave starting over Hopkins when you said Hopkins?
No,
and
they
Flowers.
are.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'll back you there.
Hopkins, Flowers. Let me ask you, if we get reports that the weather is actually like hurricane vibes, I think you switch from Flowers to Gus. But that's only if that happens. Like every other scenario, it's Hopkins, Flowers, right?
Yeah, agreed. Monsoon vibes, you get the running back position. Sports dog. So running backs or wide receiver for okay, what is the question? Okay, so 18 PPR started Monron, Gabe Davis, and wide receiver. 2 flex, I can go with Nico, Tutu Atwell, Joshua Kelly, or Brian Robinson.
For me, this would be Nico and Josh Kelly.
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah. Good luck, Brian Robinson's very close there, but yeah. I would actually be starting Nico over Gabe Davis and start Joshua Kelly and Brian Robinson. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Sports dog. So yeah, hopefully that helps.
Mobius, what's up, man? Who to start? Puka? You start Puka.
Yeah.
It's 1.3 points per reception. I'm still going Puka.
Yeah.
Justine, what's up? Happy PR. Adams. We answered this one. It was Adams and Pickens. We already answered that one. Mm-hmm. DJ Moore, Addison, DJ Moore, but it's close.
Mm-hmm. We answered NC as well. Half PPR, need a flex, Lockett, Connor. I think going Aaron Jones if he plays. If not, Lockett.
Yeah, agreed. Francisco says 10 team, 2 flex. Should I upgrade my flex? Someone is still going hard on the hearts. I don't know if you've been seeing that. Someone is still going hard on the emojis. I love it. 10 team, 2 flex. Should I upgrade my flex? I have Terry McLaurin and Debo as flex with JJ and St. Brown as starters. I mean, that's a pretty damn good team, man. That's a pretty damn good team. I mean, you could. Just depends on, what the trade looks like. Flex, Nico or Kelly. This would be Kelly for me. Last week, it would have been Nico because of the matchup. This week, it's Kelly because of the matchup,
Yeah, I'll rock with you. Nico, the targets, though. Kelly finds the end zone. I think Kelly finds the end zone this week, and he gets 15 touches on the ground.
Yeah.
Does he get more than like 90 yards, though? I don't know. I'm going Nico there. I'm going PPR. I'm going Nico.
All right.
It's really close, though. Really close.
Yeah. Rashad White or D-Hop? Man, Rashad White could have a devastatingly bad day. The reason for hope with Rashad White is that they use him through the air because you're not going to get much on the ground. So I guess we go D-Hop, right?
I've been watching the games they don't target him with purpose, though.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's good that he's the safety guy. Oh,
I would agree. Yeah, I feel like last year it was like Tom Brady went through his progressions.
That's just Tom, man.
Rashad, yeah, I know you can't compare Tom Brady and Baker, but it was just like that's why we're so excited for Rashad. But I don't think we saw that. Anyways, yeah, I can have a whole conversation about it. Jordan's house got Fields for 2 first straight ups, 25 and 26. Still have my 24. I need a QB this week because AR and Young are out, and so I had to play Pickens, and I went out and splurged and got Fields. Okay, phenomenal.
Let's hope it works out, man.
Hopefully.
Puka, Diggs, Lamb, and you have to start 2. How do you answer that question? Put them all in a hat and pick the names. But so I guess
Agreed.
Lamb and Diggs, right?
Yeah, Lambs and Diggs.
Where y'all at? We are in Sydney, Australia, mate. Sydney.
Oh, Sydney.
We move back and forth. We live in both areas, okay?
I'm currently in LA.
Yeah. Jason. I think we already answered this question.
We did answer this question. DJ Moore, Najee Harris. I'm going DJ.
Same.
Not sure about you. We answered Justine's Bully. Who do I start? Am I wide receiver, really, or Olave? Both must be started. I'll tell you that much. But I'm going Calvin.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, Olave's been great though. I mean, 11, 10 targets. How can you sit him, right? Like,
They're literally back to back in my rankings.
Maybe it's Olave.
It's Ridley for me, but they're back to back in my rankings, so I don't think you can really go wrong.
Yeah, I would agree. You can't really go wrong. Close your eyes, pick a hat, get your partner, your best friend, your mom, whoever sitting next to you right now. Tell them to pick a name. He said because I got AJ Brown off somebody, they panic. So love that. We answered that already.
Seeming List said Higgins if Joe doesn't play, or Zay.
Oh, sorry.
And I think we both go Higgins there.
Agreed. Sorry about that.
We answered this one, Justine. Guys,
I think
Justine, I see your question again and again and again and again and again. Please, guys, you only have to put your question in once. Yeah. You're slowing down the stream when you do that, guys.
Oh no.
What's wrong?
Marvin Harrison is down apparently.
Oh gosh.
What looks like an ankle injury. Right tackle. Plus gets on the line, makes a block. Like, it better not be like an ACL. Well, if it's an ACL, he'll still be back. But
yeah, no. Ankle injury is ideal.
Ankle injury.
No injury is ideal, but I'll take an ankle over an ACL.
Over ACL every single day. I completely agree.
We do have a super chat that just popped up, so we'll get to that.
Thank you so
I did
much,
have Isaiah's question up already. Gabe Davis or Jahan Dotson? I would go Dotson.
Exactly.
But it's very close. Very, very close. Bumpy. What's up, Bumpy? Salute, fellas. Appreciate the content. Need your help at flex. Mostert, Amari Cooper, or Godwin, or London. Damn, Bumpy. Like,
Mostert, Amari Cooper, Godwin, or London. I would say this. I would be wanting to
guy here.
Yeah, I would want to start these wide receivers over most personally. Feels like Cooper is the way to go, but I think London he's one of my must starts this week. But I am going Amari Cooper. So is Amari Cooper. So
yeah. All right, we go in order, guys. We answer your questions in order. Super chats are the only exception. They get answered straight away. Sam, what's up, Sam? He says, who should I bench at running back? Zach Moss, Miles Sanders, or Joshua Kelly? It'd be Zach Moss for us.
Zach Moss.
Roger Craney says, Garrett Wilson or Zay Flowers? I'll go Zay as long as the weather isn't insane. Otherwise,
Agreed.
Wilson. Would y'all start Josh Reynolds or DJ Moore in PPR? Also in another league. Okay, so Josh Reynolds or DJ Moore? DJ Moore.
Over DJ Moore.
Another league, I have Herbert as my RB2 and Godwin at wide receiver 4. Do I ever do Godwin for Javonte Williams straight up? I think that's a pretty even deal, to be honest. I think Javonte is going to continue to get better. He's going to continue to get more opportunity. So if you need running back, that's a pretty even offer, I would say.
I would agree. James, Garrett Wilson, or London as my wide receiver 3. I'm going London personally.
Yeah, I agree. Chris Godwin or Kendre Miller. Got to go Godwin there.
Agreed.
Pick 2, MT Kirk, London. This would be
Kirk and London for me.
I think I'm with you as well. I just need to double check. Yes, Kirk and London for me as well. Standard. Godwin or Kendre Miller. We go Godwin. Jonathan Taylor for Mostert and Kirk. I think I'd prefer to keep Jonathan Taylor unless I really need running back right now and Mostert is, going to be a starter for me. I'd rather just ride it out with JT and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna back you there. Sorry, I was just watching this replay with Marvin.
Yeah,
and I don't understand. That looks like a broken ankle.
Don't love that. Don't love that at all.
Somebody comes from behind unintentionally, but his ankle just gets twisted up hella hard, and it just looks crack. That looks broken to me. Sorry, I don't know if you saw it.
I'm looking at it now. Oh.
Right? I mean, how is that not broken? How is that not broken? I mean, broken ankle is not terrible. That's not a. You can tear a ligament in the ankle, surely, but like.
Oh God, I hope that's not Achilles.
Or Achilles as well. Yeah.
Oh, why? Why, God?
That's terrible. Especially you have Marvin in your Devy. Hey.
Oh yeah, I have him in a couple Devy leagues. Jeez, that is rough to look at. Let's hope Marvin Harrison Jr. is okay. Can we please get some prayer hands in the chat for Marvin Harrison, please? Amon-Ra or CD? I'll go CD this week. I think with Amon-Ra not being healthy, that's what I would lean.
Yeah,
What's up, WG? What's up, Albert? What's up, Patrick Mahomes? Welcome.
My gosh. Good luck this weekend, brother.
Friend of the show. What's up, guys? Choose one running back for my bench. Chuba Hubbard or Kendre Miller? This would be Kendre for me.
Yeah, I would agree.
Addison or Flowers in the flex. Already starting Justin Jefferson. Yeah, this is a very good question
as well.
I'm
actually going.
This would be Addison for me.
I'm going Addison. Yeah, I'm actually going Addison. Especially you have JJ still. I understand, but both these guys are going to be utilized tremendously here.
Love that.
You got a super chat here. Okay, Peeps. Appreciate you. Start Rachaad White or Joshua Kelly. It's Joshua Kelly for the both of us, and you started with confidence there.
Yeah, it is Joshua Kelly. The only way White outscores Kelly is if he's heavily used through the air. But yeah, Kelly, my RB18 on the week. White, my RB24. So they're both guys I would consider starting options. But yeah, I would go Kelly as well. The matchup is better. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Jerome Ford or Gus Edwards? That is such a good question because
I'm actually going Ford. I'm not sold on Gus. Gus doesn't look like the better runner.
Yeah, he does.
I would say this. The reason why
I disagree heavily, but go ahead.
The reason why I would say this is because we saw the success with Kenny and Drake last year when Gus and JK was down. And I think
but Gus is back. So
I understand, but I guess I'm still going Ford. That's what I would say.
Right, I would go Ford too, but I think Gus has by far been the way more efficient running back in that offense. I mean, 6.2 yards per attempt last week.
I'm not saying that he is bad as like a runner. Sorry. When I say bad, I know it sounds terrible. I just mean like I think Kenny and Drake could surpass him with the history that we saw with him in that offense.
I feel like if that was true, they would have already had Kenny and Drake on the team. The only reason they had Kenny and Drake on the team last time is because Gus wasn't there. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Pitts or Ertz this week? I'll go Ertz.
Ertz.
The Joker, what's up? Full PPR, choose one for flex. This would be Madison for me. Hey, anyone out there who has Madison? Had to feel good to hear the coach back him up and say he's the guy. Looks like Akers, from what we've heard, is going to take over the Ty Chandler role. I talked about that a lot. Just didn't feel like they had anyone to relieve Alexander Mattison now. There's a chance, obviously, Cam Akers still takes a job at some point, but right now, if you held on to Alexander Mattison or you bought low, could be worth it depending on what you paid. This is a good matchup, though. I like this matchup. I think it's a get-right game for him. Madison for me.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm going Madison this week.
We have another super chat here from Tyler Sperry. Sorry, Tyler. Thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate you. Godwin, London, or Pittman due to weather? Godwin, London, or Pittman? That's a very, very good question. Godwin, London.
I'm going London.
This would be Godwin for me. What I know for sure is that the Eagles are going to be able to put up points against the Bucs, which means that they'll definitely need to pass. Godwin will be an important part of that. And Baker Mayfield's looked fine. I'll rock with Godwin. Last week, 8 targets. So yeah, I'll go Godwin there myself. Next question was from Mobius. Puka or James Cook? Puka. We answered that one already, my man. Patrick Mahomey. Do you guys like Tony or Dobbs rest of season? I'm a little worried about the Packers wide receiver room getting crowded when Watson comes back. That's a good question. That is a very good question.
It is a good question.
And I think there's validity to the concern. I would go Tony rest of season.
Marvin Harrison is jogging on the sideline. Looks to be okay.
Oh, thank God.
Dodge that one. Wow, that is incredible. I think that's a great concern. I'm going Kadarius Toney just based off how I believe that offense is better. Even though I don't love Toney. They need. Obviously Travis is there, but
here's what's crazy about Toney is that he has played 25% of snaps in week 1, 28% of snaps in week 2. He hasn't played over 30% of snaps. And in both games, he has 5 targets. Last week, he caught all of his targets. So he got back on track. The team thinks he's important. They want him to be important to the team. Tony is someone I would be really interested in buying low in redraft, because if he gets up to that 50-60% mark as he gets healthy, who knows what he could do for fantasy. But obviously, maybe he gets injured. Who knows, right?
Yeah. We'll wait and
Roger, full point PPR. Garrett Wilson or Zay Flowers. I think we go Zay Flowers unless there's like really bad weather. I'll say this. Anyone who's asking a Zay Flowers question, we feel very confident in starting him. The only way that changes is if there's truly like hurricane weather, you know, that's when that changes. But yeah, Mushbag, trade Pickens for Rachaad White. My running backs are Walker, Gibbs, Akers. My wide receivers are Hill, Ridley, Nakua, Garrett Wilson. Pickens for Rachaad White. Honestly, I think that's relatively even. When Deontay Johnson is back, that will be a very even trade. Here's what I would say, Mushbag. I don't think now, like right now, is not the time to make that move. Especially if you don't need White this week, because this week Rachaad White goes up against the Eagles. Very bad matchup. Now he could overcome it, but it's a terrible matchup. On the opposite side of that, we have George Pickens, who just got 10 targets, and he goes up against the Raiders, which is a very, very good matchup. So I don't think that's the move to make right now, because there's a chance you could get more out of that deal this time next week. Now, use discretion, you know, whatever you think is best. But if I'm in that position, I'm holding off this week.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree there. David, Ford, or Gus? I think we said Ford there.
Yeah.
Tingley likes Nico or Michael Thomas. Is Nico for us?
Agreed.
Patty, Watson, or Golf this week? We're going Watson.
We are going Watson. I would just say like Golf is a safer play. Watson is a higher upside. This is a great matchup. If he doesn't bounce back here, then you know you can probably move on pivot options.
Absolutely. RB2 spot, Warren, Kendrick, or Roscoe?
That is such a good question.
That is a great question.
Here's what I'll say. Like, if there's remember how the report came out that Kyron Williams was going to be the starter? You remember that? If that report comes out for Kendre Miller, I'll go Kendre Miller. And I think there's a possibility that happens. If that does not happen, I will go Warren, because I like the matchup. So,
yeah, right now I'm leaning Warren right now. So, but I get what you're saying there. So
yeah, love it, Jason. Mushbag says Najee still ahead of Warren, Herbert still ahead of Rashawn, with Kamara still sus. Yeah, I hear you. Let's see. Yeah, so we're on the same page there. Scar, Gold Scar. Should I drop either Dylan or Pirine to pick up Tajay? I just feel like with Aaron Jones' injury right now, I can't drop AJ Dillon. And if Javonte were to go down, Pirine would be so good.
Yeah, I would agree. I still want to keep Dillon if you have AJ, but
Tajay really shouldn't be on most people's waivers, is what I would say.
What's up, y'all? Start Ford or Goddard? I'm starting Goddard for sure.
Really? You said that pretty confidently.
Yeah, I'm starting Dallas Goedert. I guess. How about this?
Dallas got. He had a good game last week. He had 8 points.
I think it depends on your tight end. Excuse me, not your quarterback. Depends on your tight end, who that tight end is. I personally don't like starting 2 tight ends, but I think he's just on the better offense, the higher upside here. If the Bucks are who they are, playing 2-0, maybe it's going to be a lot more difficult. For not a lot more difficult, but it's maybe Goddard is going to be utilized into this offense a little bit more coming in. But
this would be this would be Jerome Ford for me. I just think he's going to touch the ball at least 15 times. Goddard could be great. He could be irrelevant. I know that Ford will be a part of the game plan. Puka and Addison for Gibbs. Who wins? I'll take Puka and Addison, but depends on the needs of each team, right? Alien, what's up, Alien? Half PPR, pick one for flex. DJ Moore, Kirk, or Brown. I'll go DJ Moore there.
Yeah, I'm going DJ Moore as well.
Scar says I look like Andy Dalton. Okay, I pay it. We're not doing any
Just
rate
Jay.
teams. I'm
Yep.
sorry. We said that earlier in the stream. Start T-Law or Goff.
We answered that one.
Yeah, we did. Trevor was what we said. Looks like Carson Wentz. I'll take it. Ertz or Pitts. We said this one earlier. Ertz. Have Kirk, Brett says, and Jefferson. Do I flex Madison, Gus Edwards, or Najee? This would be Madison for me.
Yeah, agreed.
You look like the young guy from Breaking Bad. Oh, Jesse.
Jesse, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that. I love Breaking Bad. Start Frymuth or Musgrave?
I'm going Frymuth.
Same, yeah.
I think we answered
Frymuth or
both
Ferguson?
one.
I think we both go Frymuth, right?
Yeah, going Frymuth.
Okay, we have a super chat from Joey. Trade Tank Dell for Watson. Is that as in Christian Watson? Because yeah, I would I would take Christian Watson there. I mean, I love Tank Dell. I think he's going to be great. I really do. But I would say Watson is kind of a sleeping giant. Agreed.
PP, and then thank you so much, Joe. I do agree.
Yeah.
Give me Christian Watson, PPR flex play. Pick one, Algier, Rashad White, Brees. Thanks also.
Let's start there.
Yeah, sorry. Play one, Algier, Rashad White, Brees. I'm going Rashad White. I don't love the matchup, but I'm still going there.
Yeah, look, that is a very tough one. And I think I'm going to go Brees Hall here. I understand the amount of touches that he had last week. I mean, to me, it's explainable, honestly, what happened last week. You're down big. You're a superstar running back coming off an injury. Do you put him in the game while you're down big and facing the best defense in the NFL, or do you rest him and have him be a part of the game plan when it's important? That's how I explain it. I think Dalvin is the best player here. I hate Rashad White's matchup personally. If you tell me Brees Hall gets 8 touches and Rashad gets 18, I'll take Brees Hall. So yeah, that's where I would lean there myself. I know it's a tough one, but I'm not ready to just say that week 2 is an indication of how they're going to use Brees Hall for the rest of the year.
Yeah. Thanks. Also traded Jerome Ford, Mosty, Hot for Waddle. I think that's great if you are okay with the running back position.
Yeah.
Even then, I'm still doing that trade. So that's awesome. Thank you so much for the super chat there, Jay. Going back to the top.
Roger.
Here.
I think we answered this one a couple times. We said Flowers unless there's intense rain in that game. Watson or Kelly? We'll go Kelly, right?
Yeah, Kelly.
Even with Pierce, we'll go Kelly. Olave or Puka? Both of these guys are must starts.
I mean, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Pick a name.
I have Puka ranked ahead, but yeah, both should be started.
Yeah, which running back should I start? I think Hall, Moss, Kyron. Kyron for the both of us, I would say.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
Love that, Carter. Yeah, I hear you, man. Ricardo says full PPR. Who should I start on flex? Lockett or James Cook? Yeah.
I'm starting Lockett. I
Agreed.
love James though.
Gator pick fan. 2, trying to bounce back after 0-2. Gabe Davis, Osborne, Dobbs, Reynolds. This would be Gabe Davis, and this would be Josh Reynolds for me.
Yeah.
And then
Gabe
I would
Davis,
honestly, I would go Taysom Hill, because we saw him used a lot as a running back. So yeah, that's what I would do.
I'm going Higbee there, but I hear you. I hear you. Should I play Najee over Gus? I'm playing Najee over Gus.
Yeah.
Najee's the reason I'm 0-2.
Yeah, he's got a good matchup. So if he doesn't perform well here, you'll know how to operate moving forward.
Yeah. Ricardo pick 2 to roster. Sky, Gainwell, Elijah Moore, Charbonnet. For me, it will be Elijah Moore and then Gainwell.
I gotta have Charbonnet on my teams because, like I said, that's my favorite handcuff in all of fantasy. Really, I think he instantly comes in and becomes a league winner if Walker goes down. So that would be Charbonnet.
If Etienne, yeah, I hear you.
No, I'm Charbonnet. So Walker there.
Sorry, you're right. Charbonnet to Walker, you're right.
And then Bigsby is definitely intriguing But I think you're right. I would go Charbonnet and Elijah Moore. Someone said, who's the other person spamming emojis? I'm not sure. Ace, y'all need help. You need help. Sky Moore or Kendrick Bourne? So let's start there. Sky Moore or Kendrick Bourne?
Gordon Kendrick, just based on the targets that he's gotten so far. It's not a sexy matchup, but I would rather go with Kendrick Bourne. I mean, Sky combined the past 2 games has a total of 7 targets. I think Kendrick.
But those targets are from Patrick Mahomes.
Clearly, that doesn't mean nothing.
It does. He had a good week last week.
He had a good week because he found. I think didn't he break a big play and found the end zone?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I mean, I hear you. Look, I'm not saying Sky Moore's trash or bad. I'm not nowhere saying Kendrick Bourne is better than Sky Moore. I think if I'm going with the context that I have right now, Kendrick Bourne feels like the safer play.
Yeah.
I
don't really
obviously Sky
start
Moore
either, personally.
Yeah, I would agree.
But Kendrick went from playing 91% of the snaps in week 1 to 51% of the snaps. I wonder why that is. I really don't know. I'm just curious.
I hear you.
But yeah, I'm going to go Sky Moore there. I think it's the better offense. I think you need less targets and you can be more efficient. So that'll be Sky Moore for me. Really, really tough though. I get why it's a tough question. Yeah. Kirk or Moss at the flex? Kirk or Moss? We'll go Kirk. Did you answer my question, Just Dre asked? I don't know, man. Yeah, we're going in order.
I think he was the one that he asked for his team to be graded.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't do team grades on the stream. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
We do that in the Fantasy Hotline, which is a perk that you get when you sign up to the Flock Fantasy website with our code LAND. You can check that out in the description below if you really want that personalized advice. Start Tua or Lawrence. I think I'm rocking with Tua this week. I'm rocking with Tua this week versus Denver.
I like Tua this week. I agree. We answered that, Roger. Jai, can you pick 2 to start in PPR? Kyron's one would definitely be Kyron Williams and Amon Ra. I know Amon Ra is questionable or whatever the case may be. He might be limited,
that would be the
but
answer.
You start those guys with confidence.
Mm-hmm.
PPR flex, Kyron Williams or Amari Cooper.
I just don't think you can sit Kyron.
I don't think you can sit Amari either this week, though.
Yeah, I'll go Kyron.
I'll go Kyron with you, but Amari's a great start.
Yeah,
Pick 2, London Moss. It's London and Addison for me.
Yeah, agreed. Hurts or Cousins? Hurts.
You start Hurts.
Brandon Cooks or Mike Thomas. This would be Mike Thomas for this week.
Yeah, I go Mike Thomas here.
Flex standard. London, Kirk, Addison, or Atwell. This would be Addison.
Addison, yeah, I agree. Especially get the touchdown. Zach Moss and Brian Robinson. Brian Robinson, full PPR, 12-man. Brandon, we answered that. Garrett Wilson, Drake London, Kyron Williams, and Breece Hall, pick 2 in 1 PPR. Drake London, Kyron Williams for me.
Yeah, we got a super chat, so we'll get to that. My bad, James. Thank you for the super chat, man. We'll get to your question straight away. Start Taysom over Njoku at tight end this week.
I'm going David Njoku. I understand the thought process on Taysom Hill. The snap percentages for Njoku is significantly better. Taysom gets onto the field and he can be the explosive play. He can be the goal line guy. He can throw the touchdown. But if he doesn't, then he gets you 0 points.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Njoku. That is a really, really tough question. I mean, if I need an upside play, I'm going Taysom because of the way they used him last week without Jamal Williams. But if I need a floor, then I would be going Njoku. So that's how I would play it myself. Best of luck, James. That is a very, very tough one, dude.
Hopefully that helps, man. Hopefully that helps.
Next question we had. Thank you for the super chat. We'll get back to orders from Aladdin.
This pick 2.
Another celebrity friend of the show, man. How's the magic carpet?
How's Abu? Love you, Abu. Pick 2, Mike Williams, Flowers, Puka. I think it's Mike and Puka. Well, it's Zay Flowers and Puka, but with the weather concerns, if the weather's really bad, I'm going Mike Williams and Puka. That's what I would say.
I think it's Mike and Puka regardless for me. Yeah.
That's fair.
It's Mike and Puka regardless.
That's fair.
Dude got 13 targets last week, and he's in another shootout matchup. So I like Mike this week.
I hear you.
We answered this one, Chris. We
think
said
it's
Mike Thomas. Guys, don't
Ford or
put the same question in like 4 or 5 times. It just slows down the stream. We love you, but just be patient.
Yeah, I think we're
Are
going
they only
into
answering
what?
supers? No, we are not only answering supers.
No. We're going to top of the hour, hey?
Yep.
Okay.
So we will be live for another 10 minutes. We always go live for about 2 hours. So if you want your questions answered, drop a super chat. We are going in order. We're doing our best here. Ford or Moss? I'm going Jerome Ford.
Yep.
The answer's in order. Chris, stop spamming. Exactly, Ace. Favorite waiver wire pickup rest of season? I mean, right now it looks really rough. But Tajay's
Roscoe,
out
if he's
there.
available.
Who'd you say?
I said Roscoe if he's available.
Rashawn Johnson, Tajay Spears.
Maybe a Tank if he's available.
Tank Dell's a great one. Kendre Miller I like. Chuba Hubbard. Just kind of like all the backups, all the handcuffs with the way running backs are going. Zevi says 10-team non-PPR. Who do I start for flex? Kelly, AJ Dillon, Judy, or Khalil Herbert? And for tight end, would you start Goddard or Kincaid? Who do I start for flex? This would be Kelly, right?
Yeah, not PPR. He's gonna get. Non PPR. You expect him to get the touches on the ground there.
So Kelly and Goddard.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, cool. Hey gents, what's up? Need one for flex. Hubbard, Miller, or Jaden Reed? This would be Kendre for me. If they come out and say Kendre's a starter, but if they come out and say it's a split, then we'll go Jaden. But I feel like Kendre is going to be the starter. I could be wrong. I said it's just a feeling. You know, the only reason Tony Jones is there because all the injuries. Kendre, there's a purpose for him on this team. So I would say Kendre.
I think it's really close with me with Jaden Reed. If Chris Watson doesn't play, I would highly consider playing Jaden.
That's fair. If Watson doesn't play and there's a report that it'll be a split with Kendre, then Reed's a play. 10-man non-PPR, would you rather start CD or Jamar? Probably CD Lamb, bro. Probably.
CD Lamb this week, yeah. I would agree.
And then he says, and Kyron, Puka, or Bourne for flex? This is definitely between Kyron and Puka. And I would go Puka. Myself. Yeah. What do y'all think of my bench?
Well, this is non-PPR, so I'm going Kyron. Well, I mean...
Doesn't matter, really.
Doesn't really matter now. Yeah, you start Puka.
If anything, that makes me like more on Puka.
I hear you. I can hear you. 16 league.
It's a good bench, man. I didn't expect a bench and a 16-man to be that deep. I'll say that. Should I stick with St. Brown or replace him with Collins? Stick with Brown. That's what I would do at least.
Agreed.
I tried to super, but you were denied it. That's weird. I'm sorry.
Twice.
I'm sorry about that, Daniel.
That's a YouTube.
I'm not sure why that's happening.
Yeah, we have no idea how to control that. So sorry, brother.
Yeah. Rashad White, Scary Terry, or DJ Moore? I will go DJ Moore there. I waited 40 minutes for no reason. I mean, dude, we literally said we're not doing team breakdowns. Like, I don't know how much more clear we could be. We're trying our best. Oh gosh. Me and my uncle play this weekend. I made a bet with him. If he beats me, I have to be a Chiefs fan for a whole week. I love it. You're gonna be a Chiefs fan. Keep rolling with Fields or pick up Stroud or Baker Mayfield. I'm rolling with Fields.
Yeah.
Rashad or Warren? I'm going Rashad there.
Yeah, Rashad.
Jacoby or Raheem? I'm going Raheem.
White or Kendre?
White.
Going White.
If Jones is ruled out, do I start Algier or Cook? I'll go Algier.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't think Kareem Hunt's a good start this week, but I could be wrong. Higgins with banged up Burrow, Kirk, Ford, and Kelly. Okay, so we have to pick two, and this would be Kelly and Higgins for me.
I mean, if I get that report, the reason why I'm saying this right now is because we know Zay is out, and if we get the report that Joe is not going to play before Kirk Cousins' game, or Christian Kirk's game, excuse me, then I would highly consider starting Christian Kirk. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
It's tough though because Higgins is your star. You draft him in the first 3 rounds, whatever the case may be. I think I'm going Christian Kirk if Joe Burrow is out.
Full PPR. I'm stuck on RB2. Do I start Pierce, Ford, or Kendre? I hate the matchups for Pierce and Ford. Yeah, I'll say this. Like, if a report comes out that they're like, Kendre is getting all the work, I will go Kendre here. But without that information, I'll go Jerome Ford.
Yeah, I agree.
Who would you rather have, Gainwell, Tank Dell, or Atwell off the waivers? This would be Tank Dell for me.
Yeah.
Yo, Mike is crackling when New York fella speaks. Oh, is that right? Is that still happening?
That's happening now. Sorry about that, guys.
I'm going to listen, so go ahead and
yeah,
talk.
I can hear it. I can hear it.
Okay, let's fix that. Hello. Can you talk for me? All right. I need to fix your audio. It's not showing for some reason. All right. Here we go. You should be good now.
Hello.
Okay, let's keep going here. Yeah,
that's better.
All right, options to drop Kareem Hunt for one quarterback. I'm just keeping the guys I have. I wouldn't drop any of those guys for Hunt.
Yeah, agreed.
B. Zinski, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate you. He says, I know it's crazy to sit Olave for Pickens. Sit Olave for Pickens. I'm starting Olave.
I'm starting Olave.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Thanks for the super chat. Full PPR, flex spot, DeAndre Swift, Jacoby Myers, or Gus Edwards. This would be... Honestly, I think
it might be Jacoby.
Jacoby, yeah.
Yeah. It's Jacoby there,
Yeah.
so hopefully that helps, man.
Start Tua or Fields in a 4-point touchdown league. This would probably be Tua still for me. It's close, though.
Yeah, I think so.
ER says PPR, 2 running backs, 1 flex, Cook, Aaron Jones, Swift, White, Brian Robinson, Nico, Judy. So this would be Cook and Brian Robinson because we don't think Jones plays. If Jones plays, it'll be Cook and Jones. And then I'm starting Nico in the flex.
Agreed.
Kendre Miller, Josh Reynolds, probably Josh Reynolds there.
Agreed.
Thought process, I hear you, James, I hear you. Jerome Ford or Tank Dell. I'll probably go Ford. Actually, I'm
Ford
going
as well,
Tank.
but I'll
Tank
probably
there.
go Ford there. But Tank is really close.
Yeah. Thoughts on Watson? I would start him this week. He needs to be good. I would start him this week.
Yeah, agreed. Zay Flowers or Tyler Lockett. We're going Tyler Lockett there.
Yep.
Chris Cook, play 3. My league has 3 flex spots. Amon-Ra, Stevenson, Swift, Nico. I mean, okay. Well, currently starting Tyreek and Kyron. I mean, it sounds like a 8-man league here. You start Amon-Ra. You start AJ Brown.
And you start Gibbs.
I think I'm going Gibbs. Yeah.
Oh wait, it's non-PPR though. So I would go Stevenson there.
I think either or is. I don't think there's a wrong answer in my opinion with Gibbs or Amon-Ra. So I'm happy.
No, I'm saying Amon-Ra, AJ Brown, and Stevenson.
Yeah, Amon-Ra, AJ Brown. Yeah, and I'm saying I'm happy with Amon-Ra or Gibbs, whichever one he wants to start. I'm happy with either.
DJ Moore or Chris Godwin. We'll go DJ. Actually, I'll go Godwin there. My bad. Godwin is my answer.
DJ.
Play 2 out of these 4. Najee, Brees, B-Rob, and Moss. This would be B-Rob and Brees, or B-Rob and Najee for me.
Najee, exactly. That's right.
Full PPR, need 2 running backs. Swift, Pacheco, AJ Dillon, and Najee.
Oh my gosh. I'm going Najee. I think I'm going Najee and Swift here, but Pacheco has a good matchup against the Bears.
Yeah, I hear you.
But yeah.
Would you trade Barkley for Etienne and Javonte Williams? Yeah, I'll take the Etienne side there.
Yeah, if you need the depth, I think that's great.
Okay, this is probably the question that we will end on. Like we said, guys, we're only going to the top of the hour. We said that, and we're sticking to it. We try to answer as many questions as we possibly can. We can never get to all of them, unfortunately, but we do go live for 2 hours and do our best. But the last question is, we need one overrated team and one underrated team. So let's end on that. Who do you think is one? Let's start overrated team. Who's an overrated team so far through 2 weeks in your eyes?
Overrated team in my eyes right now would probably have to be the. I think for me, it will probably have to be the Bucks.
Okay.
And I think an underrated team will probably have to be the Chargers.
Yeah, this is a tough one to answer. I'm gonna say the Packers. The only reason I say that is because I think Jordan Love is playing well, but there's a lot of risk there, and his completion percentage is very, very low. So I'm gonna say the Packers there, but and then underrated team so far. Who's the most underrated team, you would say?
I would say just based off of their not their schedule, but their record right now. I think it's Chargers. But
I'm gonna say the Rams, dude. I'm gonna say the Rams. I mean, I don't think that the play that they've had so far is a fluke. I think Sean McVay has been in the lab figuring it out this offseason, both defensively and mainly offensively for him. But he has schemed up a lot of good things for this offense. Matt Stafford looks like he is back in his, top 10 quarterback play type form. Puka looks like a star. Kyron's playing like the mini Austin Eckler role, if you will, for the team. Cooper Kupp isn't even back yet. They're looking competitive. Their defense looks better. So I'll say the Rams right now.
Yeah.
But that is it for today, guys. We did our absolute best to get through as many questions as we could. We were live for 2 hours. We appreciate everyone. Hey, if you guys do want, to ask us questions, we do have something called the Fantasy Hotline, which is available to anyone who uses our promo code LAND and signs up to the Mother Flocker tier over on the Flock Fantasy website. Okay, I just put that in the chat. So if you choose the Mother Flocker tier and you sign up to the Flock Fantasy website, then DM us on Discord. We'll get your DM all set up and we'll answer your questions. You'll also have access to everyone's articles over on the website, including my Week 3 rankings. These will be updated here soon with the latest news and information. But I have over 340 players ranked. Quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, defense, kickers, start and sits of the week at each positions. That is available over on the Flock Fantasy website. Again, when you use our promo code LAND. Outside of that, good luck this week. Hopefully you get the win, and we will see you guys very soon. All love.
Love.